All right, everybody. All right, it is April 10th, 2024. Who here is just absolutely super excited about springtime right here, season in front of you? Raise your hand if you're super excited right now. Honestly, come on. I know you guys are, even with the hands down, I know I can see smiles. That is awesome, man. I'm super excited about springtime too. I am really excited. I see hands up all over. That's super cool, guys. I'm really excited about what's coming up here for me tomorrow. I'm flying up north tomorrow to Pennsylvania for the AK Roundup Pro Striping Workshop, which is full house. We're going to have a group of great people that are coming in. A lot of you are coming. Super excited to see all of you as you come in for the 13th and 14th event over at Skylar Garman's place at Pro Seal. Super excited about that one, going through striping and so on. Team, to get started, we have the chat window that we can select down at the bottom or wherever you are on your mobile. You can go ahead and chat with anybody directly, or you can chat with the whole community. You can go ahead and do that. Please feel free to use that chat as much as you'd like. That's what it's there for, right? If you have questions, you got some comments, maybe little golden nuggets that you want to share, take advantage of that and use it actively, please. Next thing is there's a reactions button down at the bottom. You can give thumbs up, raise your hand. You can send whatever you'd like to send through there. Matthias is sending a crown through. That's awesome. I love that. Thank you, Matthias. And then for the last thing, you'll notice at the bottom of my screen, it presently says Asphalt Kingdom. I'm actually going to change that because I want you guys to know my contact information. And I recommend that you do the same because the AK Roundtable community now reaching 3,100 people. It's a network. It's a community of people that can work together. You can exchange work. You can send leads through to each other. You can help to win together, help coach each other through the process of building your business and continuing to grow and scale it. Just know that this network's really designed for you guys to be engaged with, to work with, and to build a future that is not alone trying to, just figure out how to spin in the fog and find direction. So hopefully it can give you some light. You see a lot of lighthouses in the background with Asphalt Kingdom. You see it even with our clients and community. I mean, people are, Billy, thank you for that lighthouse, man. That's what you stand for, brother. You shine that light bright. So that's a cool thing. That's a really cool thing to be able to do that. So in life, being able to pay it forward and be a lighthouse is a very special thing to be able to do. So I hope you guys all really take that very seriously, and that what you learn here is what you should be passing along to other people that may be in need or may be needing some, a little bit of direction or advice. Does that make sense to everybody? I promise I'll stop rambling, but I want to just lay that out, is that's why we're here, working together to build a brighter future. And of course, make sure you have your pen and paper, because there will be some golden nuggets that you will take away from this AK Roundtable as well. I've got Mr. Robert Wallace is with us tonight right here. He is he's had a tough week, man. He's been on his back, and he's finally feeling a little better today. I'm so glad that you were able to make it on tonight, Robert, man. I'm glad to have you on, buddy. And so, just because he's on the mend here, we're going to get him to do the kickoff energy. We're going to do 10 to the left, 10 to the right, 10 up and down. We're going to kick that thing off. So why don't you come off mute, Mr. Wallace, and go ahead and rock and roll. Why don't you show us?
All right, we're going to go 10 to the left, 10 to the right, and 10 over your head. Everybody right, stand up. Let's go. All right. 10 to the left. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. To the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 over your head. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Thank you for doing that, brother, man.
You're welcome. Thanks for embarrassing me.
I don't know. I give you 10 on 10 on that kickoff. That was super great. Everybody feeling good? You guys ready for this meeting? Ready to drive into this thing? Cool. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. So we're going to kick this thing off. I want to hear, I know that there's some serious wins that are going on. My phone has been blowing up over the last week. And so I'd really love to hear about some of your wins to create that energy in this meeting, right? Positivity and wins. Because remember, I will say this, and let me ask the question. Raise your hand if you agree that success attracts success, if you truly believe that. All right, cool. Success attracts success. I know that when I see people posting on social media and they're sharing their successes and people see that and they like it, they comment it, that is something that will attract success. It will drive into you. It's law of attraction. It's just something that we call quantum mechanics or quantum physics for those of you that dive a little bit deeper into that. By the way, side note, Happy Pocket Full of Money, read the book. I know I sound like a broken record to a lot of people on here, but Happy Pocket Full of Money, read the book. All right, cool. So with that being said, who here has got some wins that they've really experienced this last week? And coaches, feel free to hop on too and share your wins, please. But let's get this moving as it relates to wins. Matthias, I know you do have a win. I know you have a win. I saw that. You showed me in the earlier part of the meeting. Why don't you come on and share that win, buddy? Come off.
All right. So here at Asphalt Kingdom, one of the wonderful things that we do every single quarter is we recognize people that do, just they go over and above what's required, but they just shine that amazing lighthouse. And it took my breath away when they gave that award to me for this quarter. So I'm really happy, and I appreciate you guys recognizing that I do everything I can to help you guys grow, and everything I can do to help someone else succeed makes my dreams a reality, because that's really what I'm here for, is just to help others win. Thank you.
You deserve it, man. How cool, how fun is that, right? How fun is that? That you actually can have team members in your company that do such a great job that they end up getting a reward, an award that literally sits on their desk as a plaque of a token of appreciation. How cool is that, right?
There's a saying, you can just tell me one time how amazing you think I am, and it lasts for so long, and it makes me want to repeat that same process. And I think that's one of the things as human beings we can share with each other, is encourage each other, bring each other up, pull each other up. Don't step on people, pull them up and make them better than they were the day before, because you're helping and encouraging them.
I love it, man. This is good stuff. Hey, by the way, if you all haven't written down on your notepad already that you should have some kind of an award system for your team, for your people. Heck, maybe even have it for your family. I don't know, but that's cool stuff, man. Whatever it is, right? Just know that when you're doing that kind of stuff and you show that token of appreciation, not just from the owner, but from the whole team at Asphalt Kingdom. We gave that to Matthias because he's that guy that shines so bright all the time, every day, relentlessly, early, stays late, always helping people. That's pretty awesome stuff. Great job, man. Great job. Anthony, what's going on? I see Coach Anthony in the car. Fizz, what's up, buddy?
It's me and Fizz. We just got done showing off the Air Boss at a seal coat open house. So it was awesome to be able to show it off to everybody, show them the differences. Nice. Unfortunately, I don't know if it was because they knew we were coming or what, but there was another manufacturer scheduled to be there, but they didn't show up. So it was exclusive Air Boss 750 on display.
Oh, did it grab a lot of attention?
Yeah, for sure. There was people asking a lot of questions, noticing a lot of the differences. I can say that.
Surprised by what it holds.
Yeah, they were surprised about all the deck space and the capabilities of the air pump. So it was really good to be able to show it to people and get some real world feedback and firsthand from prospective buyers.
Biz, what do you think, buddy? Did you have fun?
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah. Yeah, cool, man. You gonna be ready to spray? You gonna be ready to spray that seal coat out of that machine soon? Nice. Can't wait to see that. That's gonna be fun. Cool, buddy. Good to see you guys, man. I'm glad you're safe and sound. Looking forward to seeing you on the weekend.
Much love, guys.
Yeah. Much love. Coach Stephanie, what's happening?
Hi.
Hi. What's happening over there?
Not much. Just wrapping up some proposals. I was texting Anthony. I know I could see that he was swiping up. I was texting him to share. We just brought in two $30,000. Well, one's a little over $30,000, but contracts. So that's our win for today.
Oh, nice job. Nice close. That's a good day.
Yeah, not too bad.
It's always fun. Isn't it fun when you're actually driving it through the deal pipeline and you move it from the stage that's the quote stage to the closed one? Isn't that like
I
so
just
much
did
fun?
that. That's why, yeah, I was just doing that. That's why I was like, share, because he was talking. I was like, share these, but he didn't. So I did.
Congratulations. That's super exciting. Is it a commercial property?
One is a roadway system and one's a commercial property. Yeah.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So if you had a piece of advice for people that are out there quoting right now in this early part of April as weather's starting to turn, what would be your best advice for them as they're going out to hunt those jobs that they're going to quote? I know that's an open-ended question, but just curious.
Yeah. Communicate, respond quickly, and follow up, but don't use those terms.
When you say don't use those terms, so elaborate on that.
Don't call and say I'm calling to follow up, right? Like
So
call
important.
and check in with them. Sometimes you have to, one of them in particular, we had to nudge a little bit because it's a homeowners association. So, there's other people involved, and getting that signature in itself was a chore, but yeah, so.
Well, congratulations. And I have a feeling that you've got quite a bit in that quote stage that's in process for follow-up.
We have a lot. Yeah, we have a lot in the pipeline right now. So
congrats. And that's actually an interesting segue into pipelines. So did you want to talk a little bit about pipelines? Are you interested in going there? Or are you busy?
I'm never too busy, but what do you want to talk about?
So I think there's a lot of people on here that don't even understand what a pipeline is. Like, yeah. So I think that there may be, well, actually, let's just do it straight up. I think it's an important thing. Let's just ask the question, right? Raise your hand. And by the way, for those of you that aren't on video, I'm unable to get a real visual on what you're voting here. So I'm going to do my best. If you could come on video just for a second, I'll get this vote. But like, who here understands what a deal pipeline is? A pipeline. All right, cool. And who here actually uses a system that allows you to truly keep track of your deal pipeline? And who here understands the conversion metrics associated with each stage in your deal pipeline as well? Raise your hand if you truly are using that right now. Yeah, so probably about 25%, right? And so I think that Stephanie is something that is really important, just from how we often talk about systems and processes and making sure that we're going into more of a machine rather than just this hand crank business. So can you help?
Yeah.
Help. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, a pipeline is very, very, very important for your business. You can get down to specifics as to how your leads are coming in, if you want to measure that kind of stuff out, but very basic terms, it's really important to be able to track where your jobs are in the stage that you have them. So you're not just keeping things, on little sticky notes or whatever, however you do it. I don't know. So we have different stages in our pipeline. Our lead in is when someone goes to the website and like fills out a web form, or somebody that calls in and it's just documented, but the discovery call hasn't really been made. We have sales qualified lead, which means it's a qualified job and we've gotten the details that we need to facilitate the proposal. Ours is a little bit broken down more than what Judd typically does. We actually have an in waiting as well, just because sometimes things happen and we need to gather more info, or if we're waiting for job cost from a subcontractor. They'll go into the waiting thing. And it's always important to, no matter what stage they're in, to take notes so that your team knows what's going on. Like anybody can go into our deal pipeline and click on a job and see the notes of like every communication that's happened with that client, the notes that we've taken. So we're not like duplicating our communication. And then it goes into pavement evaluation. And then we do have a follow-up pipeline, but we don't use that word. And we have contract one, project completed, job closeout, all of that kind of stuff. So you can see, and some of our clients, a lot of our clients have multiple opportunities in our pipeline too. So it helps us to keep track of like what project for that certain property manager or whatever, where it's at in the pipeline. So.
It's awesome. That's
anything
awesome.
else?
No, I mean,
it's very basic, but.
And really what it is, it's like, we often use the analogy, or the example, I should say, of the yellow brick road, right? It's like, all right, cool. Well, there's this yellow brick road that goes to Oz. And so Oz is ideally the destination, right? The deal. But along that yellow brick road, there's checkpoints that you go through. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you're able to skip, and I'll call those checkpoints deal stages, right? And as we're going to the destination, there's times where you're going to actually end up skipping a few checkpoints and you'll end up straight into a quote stage immediately, right? Phone call comes in, says, I want to quote on this, this, and this. And next thing you know, you've skipped 3 checkpoints to get to the, to the deal closing. And so I think just having rigor around what you just laid out right there and staying disciplined to make sure that you're putting it in the right stage and then moving it to the next stage when it needs to get moved is something that's so important, which is called pipeline management, right?
For sure. And you can also see too, like some of the property managers that we work with, if we have a lead come in and then it goes into pavement evaluation, we've given them the evaluation and then it skips, like just what you were saying, it skips all of the in between and it goes right to contract one. You can see in their history. So then looking back on it, like, oh, this guy's a fast decision maker, or, you can just see all of that history. So it really helps you not only with the management of the things that are coming in, but with that client relationship as well, because you can see all of that history all in one in your pipeline. So, and conversion rate and all of those things. There's lots of benefits to having a pipeline.
Right. Yeah, I think that is so important. And then understanding the likelihood of conversion at different stages in your pipeline, like we can get that granular, right? Mm-hmm. Like there's, with HubSpot and different sales platforms, I know, on AK Dash, we've got the pipeline now that we've implemented, and we are starting to add more key metrics in there as well, what the conversion rate should be that you're targeting and what it actually is. So we go with, some industry standard conversion rates to then, are you doing better than industry average and so on? So there's some fun stuff that are going to be coming there. I know Alex, Coach Alex over in California, he's on with us right now in Spotlight, but I know you follow a very systemized pipeline as well. So just to maybe continue the conversation here.
Yeah, I just want to add a little bit of color. I mean, I could share some dashboards or whatever if you guys wanted to give me sharing privilege. But just to talk about it, what we've developed is a kind of a 2-pronged pipeline stage. So we have one for opportunities and then also one for projects. And the key thing for us with building out that pipeline stage, when you build it out or when you brainchild this process, for us, that was like, what specifically are we doing to this deal or this opportunity that we call it, in each stage of that pipeline? So there's an action item associated with where that is in the sales process. So for instance, when we first intake a lead, it goes into an estimate request, and that's the first stage of our pipeline. Once we've performed that estimate, it moves into the next stage, which is write the proposal. And then it moves into the next stage, which is present the proposal. And so then it doesn't become an active opportunity that we track and follow and do, all those follow-up activities with until the client has actually opened the contract and viewed it, and now we're actually consider this a sales qualified lead. So that's for our opportunity pipeline. And then for the project pipeline, the first stage is schedule. We intake it, and then we make sure, hey, the customer signed the contract on purpose, because sometimes they sign it by accident, because we have electronic signatures. So once we do that, we basically say, hey, let's schedule this work. The next stage would be go out and perform the work. The next stage would be invoicing and billing. The next stage is what we're tracking for our payments. It's in a waiting payment stage. And so that's tracked that way. But basically, we're following these things and doing an action item at each step of the pipeline.
So, and I know a lot of people, again, like as we saw, there's 75% of people on this meeting are not using a pipeline right now. And so just to be clear to everybody, you don't have to become a rocket scientist at building a extended, multi-staged pipeline out of the gate. You can do this in a very simple format to start with. And of course, I'm going to plug AK Dash on this, because AK Dash, if you actually go into the pipeline, you'll now see that you have lead, sales qualified lead, pavement assessment, proposal, closed won, closed lost, like just a simple pipeline that just allows you to get control over moving some conversion numbers upwards and at least becoming familiar with the pipeline management aspects of your business. And that's really what we're trying to do, is we're trying to introduce this pipeline tactic as something that's going to really impact your business. And so introducing it to you this way, I think, is really important. And just to be clear, everyone, anyone that's not using a pipeline or has rigor around using a pipeline, just to be clear, it will be more chaotic in your business than what you desire. You're going to lose a bunch of business that you don't want to lose. And you're going to actually have a business that doesn't have that pipeline shining when you go to sell your business. And so I'm not saying you're going to sell your business, but we're always building it as though we are going to sell it. Do you think, raise your hand if you agree that if you were going to show a partner who was investing into your company that you had a pipeline systemized and that you were above average conversion rates in your pipeline, that would be attractive to an investor? Raise your hand if you agree with that. All right, cool. So if that's the case, then we should start to do that. Alex, on your side, I know that your pipeline is you built it really around your business, right? And it's taken a long time to do that. Do you just want to give everyone a quick glance of what that looks like?
Yeah. So. Oh, okay. So I can share now?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Raise your hand if you want to see a quick glance of Alex's pipeline. All right, cool. I figured everybody would raise their hands. All right, cool.
Cool. Okay. So, first of all, we want to do everything with the pipelines and capturing data, because we want to do dashboards. So we're following things through this pipeline stage at kind of in the first look at things in the health of your business. When you have pipelines, you can track the active opportunities, and we track them by proposal type, but we want to know ultimately what our conversion rate is and be able to apply that to the amount of bids that we have starting in, that we have that are outstanding. So right now we have, roughly 7.2 million. And if you look at our conversion rate, it's around 60%. I think it's 66% now. That's with dollars tracked. So if we look at our opportunities, these are all in the pipeline stages. So let me just drag this out. This would be the first stage, estimate request. And then this one, I'm writing a proposal. Once I write it, it goes into this next stage. So it just kind of tracks across these stages, and we know where each opportunity is within that process. And, we track other things within the opportunities, such as the lead status. So this was a web lead. But if we go back to our dashboards, we can see that we're tracking these opportunities created by lead source. And last month, it was 33 new leads, and 10 of them came from the web, 10 of them were referrals, The reason why we're tracking this in the opportunities as well is because we put a bunch of money into search engine optimization, and we want to track, how's that traction and that spend going for advertising. So this might be totally different for other people. You might have like social media leads, right? Cold calling or field sales rep, where you're tracking things from, and you want to basically have a good understanding of the health of your business from an intake perspective. So if you can, like right here, we had a worker. You can see we had a worker opportunity created by a worker. So we know that guy's going to get rewarded for going out and talking to properties adjacent to where we're doing work and getting referrals for us.
It's awesome, man. I love that. Thank you for showing a glance there. And I know that this is something that, and just to be clear, like everyone, Alex, if you can, just so I can see everyone. Let me just tell you that what Alex has developed there, and we'll just say that was not, a $500 investment that he has made and a couple hours of his time, right? What would you say you have invested into what you've built there?
Between developer cost and sweat equity, about $100,000.
About $100,000, and then ongoing costs probably cost you $12,000 a year or something to keep that maintained.
I'm always doing new automations and figuring out ways to basically write code that can do shortcuts. So I think last year I spent about $9,000 on on automations. Right. Yeah.
Right. So see, the thing that I love about this is that people who are just starting out year 1, year 2, year 3, heck, even year 5, a lot of people aren't even using the pipeline. And so what we're able to do is there, and I know, Alex, like you're coaching clients as well that are using AK Dash that are in that system, right? And so I guess that's where I'm trying to get is I really would love for people to start just using a pipeline. And then as you start building your business and you're ready to start reinvesting into creating customization and building out other aspects of the business, there's ways to be coached into that and then also be plugged into solutions that are more advanced as time progresses, right? But the key is to start somewhere.
I wouldn't recommend just for the average person to start trying to build their own CRM. I did it like 7 years ago when 7 or 8 years ago when there weren't too many options out there. And so it took about 5 years to really develop, and I'm still developing it, right? Something out of the box like AK Dash, it's an excellent product that will help you just, it's like doing spring cleaning for all your your jobs. You clear your mind and you can see things in an easy, progressive way. It just really cuts through all the clutter. You can, if you're doing things by paper and you have stacks of paper on your desk, this is like a light year forward from doing that, for using AK Dash for sure.
We've also, by the way, Alex and everyone on here, we just added create pavement assessment in here as well, so that you can essentially go out and give parking lots medical reports, right? Give it a PACER rating, give it an actual safety review, and really ultimately do the assessment, which is very soft on the ears rather than saying, hey, I'm going to shove a quote down your throat. And so pavement assessment, again, think of it as like a medical assessment for a parking lot. And so, these are some examples in a demo account here, but this is kind of fun. So you can convert it to a proposal when you're ready. You can email the link to the pavement assessment so that the client can actually view what the assessment looks like. And then once you have the assessment in their hand, it's like literally, it literally will move to an assessment. See here, it gives it a PACER scale, talks about its condition, where it ranks, and literally gives them a pavement assessment. Notice there's no pricing on here. And again, this is just a template, but the key really was to say, well, how do we ultimately give somebody something that allows you to build the trust that they need to then move it into a state of what I call a relationship they know, like, and trust. So who here has ever gone up to somebody on the street or like knocked on an office building or whatever it is, and you knock on the door and you're just like, hey, it's Matt here, and I'm in the area, local seal coating company. We want to do the pothole repairs, crack sealing, seal coating, and striping on your parking lot. Love to get you a quote. Who here believes that that is an approach that we have taken historically? For sure. And that's all cool, but what if it was just tweaked a little bit different? What if there was just a little bit of an adjustment on the way that you did that? What if you just came in a little bit more smooth and a little bit more tactical, where maybe you came in and said, hey, it's Matt. I'm a local pavement asset management company committed to keeping your pavement safe, long lasting, and looking great. We're doing free pavement assessments in the area where I'm going to actually review the pavement and go through the safety aspects, any liability risks. We're going to check out your catch basins, review any tripping hazards that are on the lot, you know, where we meet up to the concrete and so on. We're going to check out the line painting on your lot. We're going to make sure that the lot is actually safe and sound. And what we're going to do is give you a complete free pavement assessment. I'm just going to give it to you. Are you the person responsible for that pavement asset? Well, what happens if you did it a little bit more soft on that entry, where you were actually going in to give somebody a give rather than asking them straight out of the gate, which is, what does a quote mean? Raise your hand if you know what a quote means, or a proposal. What's a quote or proposal mean? Can somebody come off mute and tell me what you think a quote is? Anybody?
It's a price that you give for the services you're going to be completing.
Bingo. So what you were essentially doing is we're telling somebody that we're going to be providing a price for a service that we're going to do, right, Jake? That's what I heard?
Yeah, well, that's correct.
Got it. And so there is going to be a tactical approach that we make, which is number of communications with the stakeholders to actually drive a quote with a dollar amount to them. There's going to be a conversion rate associated with that. Agree? Everybody agree with that? Yes, for sure, right? There's a conversion rate. If I knock on 100 doors and I am able to get 2 quotes out of the 2 quotes to move to closed one, I've got a 2% conversion rate, correct? All right. Well, what happens if you knocked on 100 doors and you were able to get 30 pavement assessments into people's hands that other companies really just don't do? And what if that was a difference that made a difference? What if you were able to give them a medical report, or what we call a pavement assessment, that really provided them with that give? And let's say that from those pavement assessments, we closed, let's just say hypothetically, 25% of the 30. Well, that means we've closed 7.5 jobs instead of the 2 jobs. Yes, there was time involved with doing those assessments, but aren't we in this business to build lifetime value with our clients? So do we have a better chance of creating lifetime value with a client? Now, I'm not saying that for people asking you for a quote for the price right now. I'm not saying not to quote them. I'm saying, but if you were doing an outreach, if you had somebody cold calling a prospect list, if you had somebody that was outdoor knocking, isn't there potentially an opportunity for us to think about as to what we could give to people to earn their business? Is that a possibility? I think that's an important discussion, because in our industry, historically, most people are just going out and hammering quotes down people's throats. I could be wrong. I'm open for debate, by the way. There might be some downfalls to this. I just haven't really found too many yet. Victor.
I want to talk about the PACER report. I have clients that reach out to me. They're not in charge, and they're still waiting to. I have a whole list, 10 apartments here, and they tell me that they want to go with me because they have never been educated. They have no idea what a PACER report was. He goes, I'm sick of these guys giving me a one sheet. And I said to them, if I'm asking you for $30,000, $20,000, don't you think you want to know where your money's going? He goes, yeah, you're right. But the problem is that they're still not the decision maker. The decision makers only see the dollar bills. They're not seeing the education behind it. Where a lot of the times I get that, Victor, that proposal you put together, it's awesome. I have never seen anything like it. So the PACER report is huge because they have no idea that it exists. And when you propose that PACER report, I actually looked it up, and there was a University of Wisconsin who established it.
Yep.
So it is a real thing. It's just not something that Judd made up to put up here. So it plays a big part because you are asking people to give you a lot of money.
Do you see, Victor? You are. And so if we give it a rating and then we have an actual recommended action plan. Again, think about a medical report, right? Like if you're going into a doctor and you do an executive medical and you're doing all of the tests, you're going to pay to generally get a full executive medical, right? Everybody agrees with that? Well, shit, we're going to do it for these property owners, facility managers, and property managers for free. We're going to just give it to them. But the important thing about this is that you have to make sure that you're inserting your recommended action plan down here below. This is blank right now, but of course, as I'm building out the pavement assessment in AK Dash, I would want to make sure to put in the recommended plan in here. Now, notice there's no pricing in it, but being that there's no pricing, it now opens the opportunity for you. Imagine getting a executive medical with a doctor, and imagine now the doctor says, well, you've got some challenges here. You've got some challenges there. Here's what you should be doing to get in better shape and what kind of diet you should be doing and so on. And you're all of a sudden going, hey, do you know somebody that is a potential gym coach? Do you know somebody that can sell me vitamins? Do you know somebody who could do this and that? And so what it does is it opens the door for you to essentially say we're a full service pavement asset management company, and we'd love the opportunity to be able to be your pavement asset management company of choice for life. We want to be your go-to people. When you think asphalt, think of us. Because we actually have not come in and shoved a price down your throat like everybody else. But again, remember, there's the fine line. If somebody's asking you for a quote, give them the quote. But also give them a pavement assessment so they have it for their file. You're going to differentiate because remember, you are the difference that makes the difference when you do that. Just be different than the majority of other people. There's 40 people in this meeting right now. Probably about 30, 25 or 30 people that own companies on this screen right now. And so the question is, what are you doing differently than others to build enterprise value, systemize your business, turn it into a machine, and ultimately create something of value that's beyond the majority of people in this industry? And I'm just being point blank, straight up. All right. We are 7:42 questions. I know that was a lot of information all at once, everyone. Raise your hand if there's value in what we're talking about right now, straight up. All right, cool. Cool. Hopefully your pen's rolling on your paper and so on. There's some good stuff there. Any questions? Okay, cool. John, Palladium Pavement. Let's go. Bring it on, buddy.
Hey, how are you?
Amazing,
when is the pavement assessment going live?
It's live now, buddy.
Live? It's not showing gray by me. The package based?
It's on King Boss, buddy. Get ready to upgrade. Time to step it up. I've got dev fees that I gotta cover.
I might win it this weekend, so I'm not gonna buy it yet.
You may win it. Actually, we're giving away 2 seats of King Boss at the Pro Striping Workshop. We're giving away a 5-day vacation to the Caribbean to my hotel down in Anguilla. And we're also giving away a Powerliner 3500S, which is like a $6,500 striping machine. And we're giving away twin laser guides, and we're giving away stencils, and we're giving away all kinds of stuff. Man, there's like, Skylar, dude, you literally, your shop looks like Christmas, bro.
It's like a factory right now. I have an employee working full time right now, just assembling and separating equipment. Yeah, hooking up the power liner, hooking up the paint machines, getting those all together, getting all the stencils laid flat for everybody. I can tell you we had a great day today. If you don't know how I am a little bit. I like to, really push things last minute. But we got the lot secured to paint today, so we have somewhere to paint.
Woo!
We weren't lying. No, I spoke to him and just kept pushing it off and pushing it off, and it was like a tentative, but it wasn't confirmed. But we got some basketball court layouts as well, so we're gonna do some basketball courts as well. We got 2 basketball courts that we're gonna lay out that we'll paint in a different color. We'll paint in yellow. All the parking lines will be white. We got some ADA to lay out as well and do some of that. So it's going to be a pretty significant thing too. It's a local private school. So local faith-based private school. They had a, really bad shutdown. They kind of got left in the wind, and a local chiropractor and his wife opened up the second version of this, and they've been low on funds. It was a contract that called me 2 years ago, and they wanted everything done, and they're like, hey, we want a seal coat, we want to do all this stuff. And I was like, they just said, hey, it wasn't in the budget. So I can say, it definitely bought me some brownie points saying, hey, we're going to show up and paint your lot. And they're like, I just can't believe this. They're like, wait, free? And I'm like, yes. I was like, there's going to be like 50 people here all over your lot from all over the country and Canada. And she's like, I'm so confused. And she's like, but this is like amazing. Awesome. This is the best news we ever got. And I was like, yeah, we'd love to help. You guys kind of came to mind. I remembered that you guys just didn't have it in the budget. I support what you guys are trying to do here. And, they bought some property across the street. So, definitely bought us brownie points with that, with some future paving work and that type of stuff. But yeah, it is going to be great.
So how, I think that there needs to be, there's, like, the thing is, we said we're giving away a Powerliner 3500S. That's what we said.
Yep.
Matthias, what does the Powerliner 3500S sell for right now on Asphalt Kingdom when you go to that?
I think.
The S is more. It's actually 6344.
Oh, 44. I was off $4.
63.44. Is that what it is? 63.44?
I thought it was 63.48.
All right, so $6,344 giveaway. I want to know, we should take a vote right now on how we should do this giveaway. Like, what is the actual plan? Like, I don't want to pick it out of a hat. That's boring. That's too normal. We need to have something that is like totally awesome. That is like, that's going to spread like wildfire. I want to truly think of something awesome. Jake Burhoff, what do you think, man? How should we do a giveaway for this Powerliner 3500S, dude? What do you think?
Man, give me circle back with me in like 3 minutes. Let me think about it.
All right, think about it. Anybody have any ideas? Raise your hand if you have some ideas on how we should give away this Powerliner 3500S on the 14th on Sunday, man. I'm really
Judd, you know what they were
I've got an idea.
You know what they were doing at the National Pavement Expo? They were doing the American flag. So people were striping it with no lasers, but they were doing American flag or some kind of pattern or something. The American flag is cool. It's got all the stripes, and then you got to hand stencil the stars and stuff.
Basketball
I love it, Jake. What were you gonna say, Jake?
I was gonna say, what if you have them paint the state that they came from? Whoever gets closest to what state looks like, and maybe I don't know, something like that, or like perfect circles are hard to do.
Circles are hard, like the perfect circle, the best circle.
Yeah, whoever can get closest to a perfect circle, that one might be good.
Mike, it won't be hard after you leave.
Yeah, it won't be hard. Everybody only paints in circles by the time you leave. That's right, Scholar. Mike, what do you think, man? What should be how should we do this?
I think whoever's last name on the first 3 letters spell win should win that. My last name's Winley.
I love it, dude. That's awesome, man.
He already won by showing up.
Hey, I'll see y'all this weekend.
I can't wait, bud. Looking forward to seeing you, man. Any other ideas? Come on. What we got?
Somebody shouted out on the text there that it should be a basketball shootout, so skill based.
Basketball shootout, huh? Darn, well, man, if I can win my own striper, I'll probably get it because I'm pretty darn good at throwing hoops, man. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So I have I have an
I
idea.
saw y'all on that basketball court.
Me too.
I have an idea. I have
How
an
about-
idea. Bob Puckett.
How about everybody at the end votes as to the person that impressed them the most during the entire program?
I love that.
So we're not talking about striping a perfect line. We're talking about somebody who actually was an incredible role model, somebody who showed intent and good purpose, good positivity, that stood by our core values and the way that we operate.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Dialed
That's
in.
the winner, bro. That's the winner.
Raise your hand, everyone, if you think that's an awesome one, man. Like,
I freaking love that.
I love that. Bob, done
Participation
deal.
wins.
Participation wins.
Character award.
Wait, there's
Love
gotta be
that.
there's gotta be some fairness. There are people out there that don't have one.
Yeah,
So,
but what do you mean about that?
well, the people gonna show up. They're all gun ho about it, and
Yeah.
some of them don't have one. For example, I got mine. I'm not going, but
Yeah.
I got mine, and there's gonna be people there that already have one, have two. In terms of the newbies who are motivated,
Yeah.
that's one. Number two will be test them on the knowledge. I know it's not fair to the new people, but test them on the knowledge.
But
Okay?
think about it. If you
Just-
win it, you're gonna make twice as much money now.
I know I care. I know I FTDP, but you got to test people on that.
Yeah, man. Listen, I think coming with great positive energy right out of the gate, build people up, be a lighthouse, right? Influence in a great direction, but also the knowledge that you gain from that you can then pay forward to other people. So I like the idea of some kind of a test or recap where things are written down and then handed in. I like that idea too. There's some good stuff there. I like Bob.
Combo
Bob,
on
Victor,
knowledge.
you got something there. Yeah, combo. Yeah.
Knowledge, and then you talk about somebody that's dialed in every event. They're just taking notes. They're just amazingly lit
They're
up.
dialed
Just
in
all
to
about
what
it.
they're doing.
Everything to do about learning and soaking up everything you can for 2 days. Once you get that kind of person in the room, everybody's gonna be like, boom. You'll have some people that stand out more than others, but you'll get a consensus for sure.
I like that a lot. Victor, Bob, I like that, man. Thanks, Bob.
Good night. I'm going to bed.
Have some good rest, bro. We'll see you in the morning, man.
How bad do you want it?
Yeah. Well, Victor, that right there, man, right? Like that right there. Ooh, Matthias.
Well,
you
it's
hear that
it's
from
like
Victor?
like I said, it's the new guys need an opportunity. Some of us can, some of us can't. I remember when I had a hard time in my life. I said, "Oh man, I don't have money for gas." I've been there. I can't go here because I don't have gas. Some of us starting a business do need an opportunity. So those guys maybe should get 2 points. It's kind of like a point system where the guys that already have one, maybe you should stay out of it a little bit and give those guys a chance to, all this paying forward. If you hear noise of my family over there going wild,
When do
give
you
those guys
arrive,
an
Victor?
opportunity.
What day do you arrive, Victor?
Oh yes, it's my wife's
But
birthday on Saturday. Taking her to a
But those
spa.
guys, it's not just about who has the most knowledge going in. It's about who shows the most ability of wanting to learn, wanting to teach other people what they do know. So you have somebody there that may not own anything.
Correct.
And if they really want it, they're the ones that's going to go in there, boom, boom. Everybody's going to have that chance to start with before you ever start.
I think you'll see that from the beginning, right? Because
the
old saying, pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered, right? The guy that might have a little bit more knowledge might be the slick Rick sitting in the background, kind of just doing his thing, instead of the guy that really, really wants to be there, that really, really wants to learn. Like I still go back to my first time, right? Canada. I wanted to be in that room because I knew I didn't want to be where I was more than anything in the world.
That's exactly right, Scott.
And that will show by
That's
itself,
what you want.
which will weigh that out. And typically that's the person that just either really, really wants it, that it's going to be so rewarding knowing it's going to that person. Because at the end of the day, the thing that's going to fulfill us giving something like this away, at least me, is seeing them use it and make money because they did really, really want it and they did get the opportunity. And that's what's important, right? You know, those are the drivers that change lives. Those are the drivers that give opportunity. Just because somebody doesn't have a line striper, I could care less if they get it if they don't want it, right? If they're going to go park it in their garage and they're not hungry to do this thing,
or they sell it on eBay.
Yeah.
That right there, you know, and that also brings us into the next part of this, which is, you know, and I know that Victor said this, but how bad do you want it, right? How hungry are you? I know a lot of people, just to be clear, everyone, like I speak to a lot of people every single day, right? DMs, PMs, WhatsApps, emails, phone calls, like every day, a lot of people. And there are a lot of people who are in this industry that are struggling, man. A lot. And then I asked them, I said, well, what are you doing proactively to drive success for you? They're like, man, I'm not really doing anything to drive that wave, right? So in other words, they're waiting for a lag. There's a lead and a lag that exists. So what am I driving? What action am I powering into my day with my time that's precious in my life to yield a reaction? You know, we've talked about pipelines here today, for example, right? When we look at the very beginning of that pipeline, we're talking about a prospect list, right? We're talking about who are we really going to go after to build that pipeline? How does it, I say this to our sales team at AK all the time. It's like, you've got a pipe, imagine a plastic pipe, and imagine you're putting marbles into it. And that pipe is 6 feet long, 2 inches wide. If we're pouring marbles into that thing, eventually the marbles are going to make the way out the other side, right? We all agree with that. It's just logic, right? Like it's going to happen. The challenge is if we're not putting any marbles in this thing and we're just staring down an empty pipe, nothing's happening for us. And I think that that's one of the main reasons why a lot of people are struggling out there. So then we ask, why are they struggling? Why are people struggling? Well, because maybe they feel alone. Maybe they don't understand the tactical approach in building a pipeline. Maybe they don't really like sales. Maybe they don't know how to market or haven't taken the time to watch some YouTube videos and learn how to market or whatever it is. Maybe there's no finances. And so they're saying that they can't invest any money in Google ads and Facebook ads. And that's the excuse why they're not willing to go out and knock on doors and shake hands and do pavement assessments that we have templates for that we give away for free. You know what I mean? Like, team, who here wants to be really successful?
Everyone, I would hope.
Everybody. And so
it would be here they were.
Exactly. And that's why I raise our hands in this moment, because I'm challenging everyone on here in the community in the most positive sense. It's like, we have to make sure that when we catch ourselves in an idle position where we're not driving action that's going to yield a reaction, when you're in that idle spot, just realize that that's idle. Nothing's going to happen if you're in idle. Now, I'm not talking about meditation and self-care and all of that stuff. That's important as well in idle. But what I'm saying is, from a business perspective, if you're looking at building a life filled with abundance from a financial wealth perspective, you have to be willing to do what it takes to drive that. Not just come to, you know, the meeting on Wednesdays or come to these events. How many times have we seen it, team? Like we host these events every quarter. People are cheering and chanting at the event, excited. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And they leave the meeting, and about 10% of the people actually follow through with what it is that they said they were going to commit to. So how far are you willing to go to actually build something of magnitude? That's what it really comes down to. And so I'm pushing each and every one of you here to drive it to the best that you possibly can, so that when you look in the mirror, you can actually say this: I gave it my best shot. I gave it my best shot. Whatever that is, if you've given it your best shot, that's the important part. Does that make sense? Everybody on side with that? Awesome. Cool. Team, we are coming up to the top of the hour right now. I am looking forward to seeing everybody coming up, man. I cannot wait. Actually, this event's gonna be badass, dude. Like, man, I'm anyway. You know, last time I was in Pennsylvania, by the way, last time I was in Pennsylvania, I was at my aunt's. They lived in State College area.
Like 2 hours.
Actually, no, I was in Pittsburgh as well. Geez, flying through. But anyway, the last time I was in Pennsylvania, I had a blast, man. What a beautiful state. It's gorgeous. I'm looking forward to seeing the Skylar.
I say the only thing, April and November are the two ugliest months though. So, you know, there's no leaves back on the trees yet. It's beautiful, lots of rolling, you know, the grass is starting to be green now, so farmland looks nice and that type of stuff. But like, there's nothing like the mountains, you know, the rolling hills. We have so many mountains out here, so much farmland with, you know, leaves on the trees, and just it is pretty. But it'll be a grand time.
Laura Barfoot, what's up? Out strolling, rocking it.
Hey, sorry. Yeah, just walking home from work, trying to catch as much of this as I can.
Nice, nice. What's your best advice to everybody on here? I know you're building a company from absolute scratch. Your company is moving in a direction, branding, marketing, all of the different pieces, sales, assessments. You're hearing the language we're talking about right now. What's your best advice to people on here right now?
My best advice is to be authentic. 100%. Build a great team and be that. Like, you were talking a lot about, you know, doing the pavement assessments for people, but like actually caring. Like, go to that client and actually care that you're making a difference for them. Don't look at them like a dollar sign. In my other business, I've never looked at anyone like a dollar sign. It's super successful because I actually care about people. And if you care about your clients, and most importantly, if you care about the team that you're building around you, you have such a great foundation to be so successful at whatever you do.
Love that. Nice. Thank you. Give Matt a big hug, please.
I will.
We were chatting on WhatsApp earlier today. He's awesome. Cool. Yeah, give him a big hug. All right,
and
team. Well, yes. And, you know, you heard the word CARE, right? The acronym that we often use is CARE, create a remarkable experience. It's such a good one. Team, everyone here in the community, create remarkable experiences for yourself, for your family, for your friends, for your customers, of course, your whole team within your organization, but make it special. Time's a ticking. I can't believe, like, I remember when I first started in the industry, I was 19 years old. Now I'm 44. It happened like this. Everybody kind of feel like, I know there's people on here who probably have felt like the last 20 years have gone like that. Raise your hand if honestly that's the way some of you feel. Yeah, 20 years, boom, like gone, right? Well, not gone, but remembered. But let's make this future that's right ahead of us. Let's make it really, really special. As Laura says, authentic, care, and let's make the most out of it. That caps us off for the AK Roundtable tonight on April 10th, 2024. Appreciate everybody tuning in for this. Thank you for all the shares, all the AK coaches that come here every Wednesday to share on here. Skylar, we're going to kick some butt up at Pro Seal on the 13th and 14th. I know that Anthony Bison's coming in. We have Rob McKenzie coming in. We've got some good stuff that are underway. So super, super excited about all that. Let's see everyone next Wednesday, same time, same place, right here on the AK Roundtable, everyone. See ya.
Thanks, everyone.
See ya.